What is going on, guys? Back once again, and the Nuggets just beat the 76ers. Honestly, it was a lot closer than it should have been. The game, it should have honestly been it was a blowout in the fourth quarter, and then somehow, some way, the Nuggets just kind of took their foot off the pedal, and the 76ers, their bench actually brought them back. It wasn't their starters, it was their bench that actually brought them back. So that was a little bit scary. But besides that, honestly, man, how could you even say, okay, I'm about to get into some shit right now. First of all, I'm not even going to talk about, like, the Nuggets game they won. They should have won by a lot more. They were up by 20 at one point. They were. When I looked at the highlights, because I watched the entire game, and then I watched the highlights again, and we were up 104 to 84 with like 8 minutes left. And the next thing I know, it's like fucking 112 to like 106. I'm like, yo, what just happened? We let them score like 20 points by the time we could score 8. Like, come on. So the Nuggets, yeah, they should have won by a lot more. They were up by a shitload. They just took their foot off the gas. And yeah, the 76ers, kudos to the Sixers bench, man. Kudos to them because, yo, they were playing hard. Like, they legit, like, I'm not going to say it was a sucker punch. They just straight up punched our starters in the jaw, dude. It was kudos to the 76ers, to their bench. And Maxi. Maxi was tearing us up with those drives. Dude, that guy's quick. Now, with that being said, your 76ers, I don't know if it's just like all their fans or some of their fans, because the only thing I see on Facebook is how the refs baby Denver. Like, let's just get that through my head. All right, so they say that the refs baby Denver. Let's see, NBA free throw attempts leaders. Let's see. Joel Embiid shoots almost 12 free throws a game. The 76ers are 5th in the league in free throw attempts. Joel Embiid himself shoots 12 a game compared to Jokic's 6 a game. And you're really going to sit there and bitch about the refs? I'm sorry that you didn't get as babied as you usually do with Embiid. Sorry. He averages 12 fucking free throws a game. I think I was saying assists. Sorry. I don't know, I feel like it's assist. I was saying assist, but I'm not. Free throw attempts. Embiid averages 12 free throw attempts a game compared to Jokic's 6. And like I said, they really have the nerve to bitch about refs? Like, sorry you weren't being babied? Like, did you want a pacifier and a bib or something? Like, I don't like, did you want to be rocked to sleep? Like, sing a lullaby? I don't know. Like, how much more spoiled can they get? Embiid is literally 2nd in the league in free throw attempts behind Antetokounmpo. 2nd in the league in free throw attempts. And you're going to say that it was because of the refs? Given there were a lot of bad calls, but there were a lot of bad calls for Denver too. So I'm not going to lie. The last play, Jeff Green got fouled. He did step out of bounds though. I saw that heel. He did step out of bounds. But also don't forget that Montrezl Harrell looks like he goaltended the play right before. It looked pretty fucking goaltendy to me. But let's just ignore that and just focus on Jeff Green being out of bounds. So if they would have called that goaltending, okay, so they called it out of bounds, they would have called that goaltending, you would have scraped that 2 points off of Harold's putback anyway. Stop bitching about the refs. All right, when the Nuggets lose, unless it's a really bad officiating game, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. But there's a lot of stuff like that went wrong, all right? Don't blame it on the refs. Stop bitching about the refs. It's honestly pathetic. That's not for all 76ers fans. It's just the ones that I've seen on Facebook. The ones who are like, Embiid should get MVP, Embiid should get MVP, which brings me to my second point. How the hell are we going to consider Embiid an MVP when he ducks Jokic in Denver? Tell me that. You guys could be like, oh, he was injured, blah, blah, blah. You've been injured every time in Denver for the past 3 years straight? Really? You're really going to sit on that? Come on, dude. That's a bunch of bullshit. Jokic shows up in Philadelphia. Yeah, he got torched. He did. But then when we come back to Denver, Embiid's just going to sit out. But yet Embiid said to Draymond Green that he didn't like how Draymond said that Jokic was the toughest guy to guard. So Embiid was trying to go off against the Warriors. But then when you have the chance to play against Jokic in Denver, you're not going to play? Really? And you guys are really gonna sit there and bitch about things like about the MVP race? I bet you money if Jokic were to sit out and Embiid were to play, oh my god, the 76ers fans would be having a fucking heyday. They'd be like, oh, he's ducking smoke, Jokic doesn't want this, blah blah blah, Embiid's MVP, all this shit. But when Embiid does it, they're all like, oh, they only won by 5, Embiid was out, blah blah blah, Embiid's still better, bro. It's like, oh my god. Holy shit. Like if Embiid was gonna play and they beat Denver and Embiid showed out, I was straight up prepared to make a video saying, hey, it was a hell of a MVP race. Embiid deserves it, man. He torched Jokic, beat him on his home court again, they won in Philly, and then he beat Jokic in Denver. You know, he deserves MVP, but he didn't. He didn't even fucking play. Then, like I said, he has the nerve to tell Draymond Green that he got mad because Draymond Green said that Jokic was the toughest guy to guard. But yeah, when you go to play him in Denver, you're ducking. You're just ducking him for 3 years. 3 years. He hasn't played in Denver since 2019. And you guys are gonna sit there and try to argue that he should be MVP? Like shit, at least Antetokounmpo played against Jokic yesterday or Saturday. Like at least Giannis is there. Like Jesus, like I don't. This is why I'd rather have Jokic, and then Giannis, and then Embiid for MVP. That'd be my MVP because Jesus Christ, the Embiid fans they make no fucking sense at all, literally none. It's a shame too because Embiid is like, I think he's right behind Jokic in PER. He's like 0.5 or 0.6 behind Jokic. He's actually really like doing really well. So, you know, if he would have played, done well, and they would have won, I would have handed it right to Embiid. I'm like, yo, Embiid deserves it. But I bet there's still going to be people out there saying, no, if Embiid would have played, they would have won. If Embiid would have done this, he didn't play. He's been ducking since 2019. Get the fuck out of here. He hasn't played in Denver in 3 years. Don't sit there and try to say, oh, if Embiid would have played. He doesn't play in Denver, apparently. He really doesn't. I like how the fans had the missing persons picture of Embiid. Dude, I thought it was hilarious. Like, that shit was great. So I'm looking at the time. That shit was great. I thought it was so funny. Because I'm like, dude, he hasn't been playing in Denver in 3 years. And last time Jokic had a game winner.
Jokic put it up. He thought he got 2 remaining. He thought he got fouled. No call. Nuggets lead.
Like, I legit took that clip. I just recorded it just for this video because I was like, this is what happened last time he played in Denver, and now he just got PTSD or something, man. Whenever he sees Denver at Denver on the schedule, he's just like, oh, calling off sick that day, man. You know, I gotta go take my dog to the vet that day. Like, he just doesn't show up. But yeah, you guys could sit there and say at least Jokic showed up to Philadelphia and played. And so you guys are gonna live on that. But yeah, well, when they played last time, Embiid had 47. Where is he now? At least our guy plays. At least our guy played in Philly and in Denver. Your guy hasn't. So yeah, to me, Embiid is third. I don't respect it. And another thing that bugs me is now they're like, we're worried about the postseason. We want to be healthy for the postseason. Bitch, Embiid has been bitching about the MVP for the past 2 seasons. He's been bitching about getting MVP and getting snubbed the past 2 seasons. But now he's like, oh, I want to worry about the playoffs. Playoffs. I want to be healthy for that. But yeah, like I said, you were bitching about MVP race the past 2 seasons. I don't buy it. Like I say, sat there and complained the last 2 seasons. And now he has a chance to win it, but he sits out this game. And he's just like, oh, playoffs. Shut up. I don't buy it. Yeah, so that's my take on the MVP race. For me, Jokic is still 1. Embiid is like 3rd. Giannis is number 2. Because like also everyone's talking about like points per game. Like and just bro, Embiid is averaging 12 free throws a game. 12 free throw attempts a game compared to Jokic's 6. Jokic is doing half that. And he's getting more assists. Like, and Jokic's getting more assists. Like, come on, man. Like, stop it. Like, I can't deal with the Embiid fans. They're all just stuck on the scoring. And it's like, dude, stop. Like I said, he has impressive PER too. His PER is second behind Jokic, really close. So if Embiid fans weren't so delusional, weren't so arrogant, I honestly wouldn't mind Embiid winning MVP. But since they're arrogant and they always come up with excuses like, oh, the refs this, the refs that, even though the refs literally baby the 76ers, like, I swear to God, if Jokic averaged as much as like free throw attempts and got fouled as much as Embiid, holy shit, he'd be averaging damn near 30 points as well. Like, it's ridiculous. Jokic gets fouled a lot and doesn't get any calls. That's how it is. We all know this. Have you seen the man's arms? They're all scarred up. That's how it is. Honestly, the 76ers played a good game. Like I said, I'm done with the MVP talk. That was my stance on it. That's how it is. It's not that I hate Embiid. It's kind of like Kobe back in the day. I hated the fans. I hated the Lakers fans back in the day. I hated Kobe because he killed us. He always killed us. Embiid, I don't really hate Embiid. I can respect him, like he's good. I just hate how the fans are. That's how it is. Sometimes the fan base makes you hate the teams. That's just how it is, man. But the 76ers actually played really well. Like I said, Maxey was tearing us up, dude. It was disgusting. He was like quicker than all of our guys. It was kind of disheartening. I'm watching. I'm like, bro, he's just getting layup after layup. It's like a layup line. It was no bueno. And then he kind of cooled off in the third. I think he had 2 points in the third or something like that. I think he finished with 27 or 29. So he only had 2 or 4 points in the second half. But it was just, it was kind of crazy. Yeah, he lit us up. He lit us up. And then, like I said, we went on a run. We blew him out of the water. 20-point game. And then, surprise, surprise, the 76ers bench came in and made it a game. I was like, yo, what is happening? Like, so, hey, like I said, I was really surprised by Maxey. I actually wanted Maxey in the offseason. I was hoping Denver would get Maxey, but they didn't, obviously. Like, I was really hoping they would get him. I thought he was really good. Showed it tonight. And then yeah, the bench, man, surprised me. I didn't even know they had Montrezl Harrell, to be honest. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he was on that team. So yeah, no, kudos to the bench, kudos to Maxey, because yeah, they were great, to be honest. That's gonna be it for me, really. I got it off my chest about the MVP thing with Joel ducking. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate comments if I get comments about this. Probably gonna get a lot of hate comments, but especially if you're a 76ers fan. But if like I said, they just took it gracefully, like how I would have. Like I said, if Embiid would have played and dominated Jokic, I would have just have MVP, Embiid, just have it. Like, you deserve it. But he didn't even play, and you're really gonna try to like justify that? Like he didn't, and it's not even that he didn't play. He hasn't played in Denver in 3 years. Like, what? Like, come on, man, really? Like, come on. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This might be my most disliked video. Who knows? But yeah, I'll see you guys next time, man. Have a good one.